Alright, so as we go down this path, we need a set of tools to uh, take care of ourselves. Um, let's start with GIMP, GIMP. So we'll start, I'm going to go through this series of the individual softwares that I generally use to create images. Now we saw that an image was encoded and put in there, but there are other ways to put them in there that encode them and put in line. We're going to go through this. The other one, something called Inkscape. It's a drawing routine or drawing code that or program that's very advanced. We obviously are using Windows. We're going to download the Windows version. Let's see where we are. So the GIMP has been downloaded. I think we're going to go with the installer version. And we're going to save that file. And there's two other codes that might be useful depending on and this is something to look at too. So there are other codes down here. There's something called QCAD and FreeCAD, but for the most part, these are three-dimensional. This is a three-dimensional parametric modeler if you are interested in 3D, but usually on these tests that you're going to create, 2D is probably sufficient, so I'm downloading this. I'm going to go down into here. I'm going to go download. I am going to slip past and go into 64-bit installer. Save it. Okay, what do I have in the download? I had FreeCAD. Where'd LibreCAD? Did I install that? Did I load that? No, I did not. Download. Which one do we want to come from? I will go there. We'll get the latest. Hang on. Download the latest, and what you see is the 2.1.3. I can go into that directory, and there it is. It's had quite a number of downloads. I'll just download it. Now let's see where we are here. It's going to start now. I'm going to show all the downloads. I've pretty much got all of them. I'll just go into the directory, and they're listed in time, I think, in date modified. So I'm going to install the GIMP. Oh, wait a minute. And install it for everyone. So this is just toolboxes. For some of the exams I've made, I simply use literally the back of a postcard, take a picture with my iPhone, email it to myself, and pull the image off. And then I load it into GIMP and work with it. And so GIMP is the last process before it's ready to load in to RExams. So every picture that I put, I use GIMP Now, I may have used Inkscape or one of the CAD programs to draw it, or I may have used my hand to draw it on a piece of paper and then email it to myself. I'll pause this. And it finished. Next, Inkscape install procedure, pretty much similar. Wants to know a few things like that. Then it's pretty boring now. You just watch the progress bar. And as you know, it's a little quicker progress bar though, until you get to the end, and then it slows down. Alright. I'm going to skip installing FreeCAD. I'm going to install this other CAD. That was pretty quick. And then finally the LibreCAD. I like to watch this because it's pretty boring watching the progress bar. Okay, what did he tell me? Not necessary. Donations, always want some help with this. These are all free, so it's probably a good idea to help them when you can. You will notice that some of them populated along here. Let's look at the QCam for a minute, just for entertainment. Let's see. We'll take, that seems fine. And so this is not a CAD inspection course or a CAD course to do this per se, but you can see it's kind of an old style CAD, but hey, you know, it's okay. Here, you might want, oops. So there's all sorts of capabilities in here. Even has a G-code thing. So we don't want to save it. LibreCAD, English, let's make it inch. Now it's similar in a regard. Got some freehand capabilities. If you had a touch screen, which I don't on this one, that's kind of nice. You can do some drawings here. Inkscape is more a vector-based drawing code. It also has some interesting capabilities here that are entertaining per se. That you can change your fonts. Do things like that. Oh, it was big before. But those are not critical. However, GIMP, which wasn't put on the desktop, is critical for the final step and stage of the image into our RExams. So this one, we're going to create an image. We're just going to create, that's a little too big, so I think I'm going to make 800 by like 500. And I've got an image right here. And let's say I wanted to kind of use this in creation of something. So let's just go ahead and do that. Here, I'll just create a concept. Let's see, I'm going to, when you stroke the path, that means you're drawing a line between it. This is not going to be a perfect problem. I am just going to, where did the pen go? Let's go from here to say here. I'll fill a stroke in that path, and then I'll go on over to here. You'll notice it does that. I will unselect it and reselect it. What you'll find is there are paths over here. I have a couple of paths here. You'll find that when I create that, it creates a new path. I can stroke the path there. I'm going to do one straight down, so I'm going to create a new path. You could create a path here and create it. Now you're on a path here. I'll click here, straight down, and I'll stroke that path. You don't have to have all black, but here. Let's see, what other object might I want to produce here. Here's what I'm going to do. I am going to create a strange looking blob, and then I am going to say change the color to a red blob, and then I am going to do like that to make it something like that. Then I'm going to type a text over here to the right of it in blue and just say W for the weight. Okay. I don't like the fact that it's that big, so I'm going to put my mouse here and try to shrink it down. Say I don't like that color. Say I want it to be bright green. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that looks ugly. Bring it back. Let's make it kind of darkish. Let's say I want to move it. I don't like it there, so you have to be very careful. And I might want to move it right onto the object. So here's a mass that's held up. Now I want to go in here. So I obviously kind of see what I'm doing here. I'm making a problem. Let's see about, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do a good job here, but I will now fill that with a pattern, say pine. No, let's do this. Oh, I've got to be on the layer. Oh, I've got to create a layer and do that on the layer itself, not on the text layer. And let's come up with a different pattern. That looks like dirt. No, that does not look like dirt. This looks like dirt. There's some dirt. Here, let's make some dirt over here. We're going to fill that in with some dirt, which he says is corkboard, but I'm calling it dirt. Now I want to create a fourth layer. I want to put I'm going to stroke a small path here. From here to here. I'm going to hold the control key down and try my best to make that. Now I'm going to stroke this path, but at a lower level. And I don't think I did a good job there. Let's go over to the paths again. Oh, I did. Okay, so it was very fine there. Yeah, maybe I need to pick it up. Okay. Well, I guess that's good enough. But I don't like it. I'll pick it on up to... I could do it this way. Yeah. This might make it kind of big. I don't know. Uh-oh. I'm really goofing this up. But the advantage is... Okay, so if I cut off the layer... Let's get down. Okay, so I cut this layer off. That's the dirt. This is the symbol. That's the background with the setup. So I really don't have anything there. So I'm going to go over to that path. And I'm just going to right click and get rid of it. Okay. I'm going to go back and try to put a new path there. Do pretty much the best I can do. I'll right click. Another way to do it is stroke the path over here. Solid color. That might be okay. So let's see. I don't want to. Well, let's do it this way. And stroke it. It did not work. So let me resolve this. Okay, let me explain what I found out by turning all my layers on. I'm going to go ahead and take this last path and I'm going to delete it. I'm going to show you what I did wrong. I'm going to delete that layer. Okay, so here's what I did wrong. Let's do this. I'm going to select a square. Now I'm going to stroke a path through that square. And what we'll find out is something interesting. Now I'm going to go stroke the path and hit stroke, and what you find out, it only stroked in the part that was selected. So what I had done is I had this selected and I was trying to stroke a path down here and it would not work. So let me back out, get all this out of here. So now I have nothing selected. If you want to make sure, you go to select and type or click that none. Then you come back. You go from here to say out there. Now you can stroke the path because nothing is selected. I'm going to pick a new line style, something like that. I am going to click that and come back here so I know I'm on a new path. Stroke that path. It should be dotted as well. Now I'm going to do something interesting. I want to know angles. I'm going to label these angles real quick. Again, nothing's perfect here. Not attempting to be perfect. I'm going to go from here to say there. And I've goofed it up, so I need to do this. I need to go from here. I think I just goofed it up again. No, I did right. So that doesn't look like a circle, but that's okay. So I'm going to stroke that path, but I'm going to drop it down to 4, and I'm going to hit the line style, and I'm going to make that a full line. I'm going to stroke it. I could even maybe change the color here, and since it's still selected, I'll stroke that path again. Should change its color. Go back, I'll deselect the stroke and then come back. I'll do that here. So now I want to make each of these an angle. The question is how? How do I do that? What angle do I want to make them? Well, if you type in something and you type in like beta, for example, so you want that one to be theta. I mean, can you use the latex stuff? No, you can't. So, how do you do that? This is where an interesting, if you do a search, we don't need that. Here I'll go back one. Inserting symbols into GIMP. There are other ones too. There's a lot of these. Adding special characters. They all direct you to the same kind of thing, and that is using Unicode symbols. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, but here's the key. To display in the text editor, Control Shift and a U and enter the Unicode. So let's see. There's a ton of these. But the ones we're mostly interested in are the Greek. The Greek symbols. So let's take a look here, and let's say we want to add a, I don't know what angle. Beta is a pretty common one. So it's O3, B, and 2. So that's what this matrix is set up. So let's try it. Theta is probably the most common used one. So it's O3B8. Okay. Get rid of that. I don't think I did this right. Let me go back. Okay, I don't think I hit the right key sequence. Control Shift U. Okay. Okay, Control Shift U. O3B8. 8, I think is what it was. And then it doesn't look anything, and it's apparently not there. Let's try it again. Maybe. Okay. Control Shift U, O3B8. I think I may have put it in there incorrectly. So now we can grab this, put it over here, right there, something like that. I'm not sure I like the size of it. So ironically, we can put the mouse here and shrink it down to about what we're comfortable with. Move it maybe on the inside of it. Now, what is the symbol we like for the other one? I don't know. Beta, O3B2. Control Shift U, O3B2, I think is what it was. Uh-oh, what did I just do? I have no earthly idea. Okay. Control Shift U, O3B2. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. We don't like that size. Okay, got to select all. Draw it down to what we like. Then move it. And there's a statics problem. Doesn't look perfect. Perfection's not the name of the game, but we're just going to save as. It wants to save it as the XCF file, so I'll call it STAT statics 01. That's not the file it wants to see. It wants to see export as, and you've got PNG or JPEG. I'm going to use JPEG because you can get some compression on it. But also, I can also save it as, let's see, export as, let's do bitmap, or let's do GIF. Okay. Then what we're going to do is I'm going to do export as, and you'll see why I'm doing this in a minute. PNG. What other types of, okay, save at, okay, export as. BMP, a bitmap image, export. Okay, let's take a look at all the different, oops. Okay, so first of all, bitmap image is a no-go. That's 1.5 megs. The GIF, the JPEG are the two smallest. JPEG maintains the colors, it just compresses them. GIF drops the color map back. Let's see what it looks like. Let's just look at it in Paint. Oh, we'll look at it in Photos. It's okay. So I think all of them will be okay. It's just I really don't want to have a very large file here. So obviously what we're going to do is we're going to take this and make a problem out of it. The weight is so much. What's the tension in this cable? What's the tension in this one and this one? However, I failed to do something in my, should have labeled that A. Ooh. Well, we had a major problem. I stepped away for a pause and the computer went into shutdown mode. So I no longer have the main file. So I'm going to go with this picture as it is, and we will solve this problem. I will go ahead and put a label A, B, and C here, but I don't have the main file. So I'm going to do that and call this video done, and we will pick up the problem creation and construction in R very soon.